So, Bud, you've won at 135, 140, 147, and 154. You never fought at 168. You think you have enough power to hurt the great Canelo?
Of course. I don't have to have enough power to hurt him. I just got to beat him.
So Canelo, Terence is naturally the smaller fighter, quicker, more agile, but he does have a 4-inch reach advantage over you. How do you plan on dealing with this?
Don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and want the fight and everything, I say before he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't a great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
What? 40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Postal in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
He's not elite.
It's cool. Well,
is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champions, good fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
We're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but you're going to find out. I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money because it's going to be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never same after me.
Well, how long have you guys, obviously thinking about this fight and then fighting another great fighter like Canelo and like Bud?
No, I never thinking about the fight Crawford. I never in my life, because he's a low weight than me. So, but I never thinking about it. But that's the fun part of boxing. You never know what is gonna happen, right? And now we are here. And I'm glad to share the ring with one of the best fighters out there, and I'm just can't wait.
So even though you see a small fighter, when you look in his eyes, do you see a fighter that could possibly beat you?
No, never.
So,
Never.
So he will never beat you.
Obviously he's a special fighter. He's a good fighter, but that's why they are good weight classes, right? And we're gonna find out September.
What happens when two of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet finally sit across from each other? The answer, as we all recently found out, is fireworks. The build-up to the historic showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford has officially moved past professional respect and into the territory of genuine animosity. It all started during a now infamous podcast appearance, where Canelo bluntly challenged the quality of Crawford's entire career. From there, the tension has only escalated, leading to a physical confrontation on stage that proves this fight is about much more than just championship belts. It's deeply personal. During that same press event, Crawford showcased a more aggressive and confrontational side than we've seen before. He made his intentions crystal clear. He isn't just coming to box, he's coming to dismantle the champion.
I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm gonna take it come September 13th.
Where would you rank yourself among the list of greatest of all time?
When I win, I'm gonna be at the top. Facts. When I win.
When Crawford was met with a chorus of boos from the crowd, he didn't back down. Instead, he faced the audience directly and made a defiant promise to all his doubters.
Well, I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they gonna cry when they go home.
Go ahead.
I just found out what the sign language means for cry. Dana, I'm from the UFC world. You're bringing me over to the boxing world. I appreciate everything you've done for combat sports. What does it mean? How does it feel to you to be one of the masterminds in what could be the most viewed fight in combat sports history?
I've always had this theory that if
While Crawford was vocal, Canelo remained stoic and dangerously calm throughout the press conference, almost as if he was done with the talking and ready to settle things right then and there. But the tension wasn't limited to the fighters. The moment the shove happened, members from both camps stormed the stage, with Crawford's trainer Bomac getting into a heated exchange with Team Canelo, proving the bad blood had spread. It was Dana White who managed to restore order, but he also seized the opportunity to add even more intensity to the matchup by announcing a significant six-figure performance bonus for the night.
Y'all don't see the clear difference. I'm not saying that Terence Bud Crawford is afraid of Canelo or that Mike Tyson was afraid of Holyfield, but there was some reaction. Maybe with Bud Crawford, this is really the biggest moment of his career, and he kind of felt it at that moment, but I think it was a genuine reaction. He just did not look like the Terence Bud Crawford idol.
the performance bonus that night is going to be over 6 figures. We're still talking about it. So, yeah, it's going to be a big number. Whoever wins the performance bonus of the night that night.
This fight was initially dismissed by many critics who argued Crawford was simply too small to compete at 168 pounds. But Crawford has consistently made it clear he belongs in the conversation with the greats.
So, you know, we got two legends fighting each other, and I'm definitely, you know, daring to be great. And I'm going to be great September 13th. I'm not taking no credit away from Canelo's skills. A lot of people, you know, they only talk about his power, but he's very skillful in there, and, you know, he's respected.
Crawford is chasing history. By moving up 2 weight classes, he is attempting to become the first male boxer to ever achieve undisputed status in 3 separate divisions, a feat he believes will place him on boxing's Mount Rushmore.
Don't put me up there, you know, Mount Rushmore. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Becoming the first 3-time male undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes.
The intense buildup has even caused veteran promoter Eddie Hearn to second-guess himself. He admitted that Crawford's powerful self-belief is so convincing that it almost swayed him to pick Bud. However, after seeing Canelo's size and composure at the press conference, he found himself leaning back toward the Mexican star.
I talk to Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability, and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo. So.
Later, Hearn and Crawford traded words on social media, but Hearn clarified his position, stating he has no personal issues with Crawford and respects his abilities.
But I like Edgar. I think he's a really exciting fighter. I don't have any beef with him, and I wish him the best, but he should have the respect to say, me, Eddie Hearn really done a great job for me.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Well, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many.
No, Alvarez.
But you have to use your movement. if you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat it.
Yeah.
You know.
Crawford himself feels that taking on monumental challenges is what defines a fighter's legacy. He believes he has all the tools required to do what many think is impossible.
But Madrigal gave you a tougher fight than Madrigal. Stop that. And now you're... Who? Someone gave you a tougher fight than Madrigal?
That was a tough fight, man.
Well, you've been beating the hell out of most guys you've ever fought. He gave you a good fight. Why do it this way?
Why not? I always say, you know, all the greats do things that people think that's impossible. You know, so again, I have the confidence, the skill. I got all the tools to beat Canelo. So why not?
On the other side, Canelo is coming off a lackluster performance against William Skull that had some fans questioning if he was slowing down. While he refrains from calling himself the greatest ever, he lets his record speak for itself and stated with absolute certainty that he will win this fight.
I don't know. Let's see when I retire where I'm gonna be in the list, but for sure I will be Terence Crawford, no matter what. I don't looking like I'm gonna be the greatest Mexican ever. I don't say that. I think my numbers is gonna talk when I retire. You know, it's gonna be one of the greatest fighters ever, for sure. And that night is very special. All around this fight is special, and I think they don't wanna miss this fight.
What began as a fantasy matchup has evolved into the most anticipated fight in recent memory. From the fiery podcast debate to the shove seen around the world, every chapter of this rivalry has added another layer of intrigue. This is a battle for legacy, a test of will, and a clash that will define an era. On September 13th, all the talk finally stops. If you're as hyped for this historic showdown as we are, smash that like button, subscribe for all the latest fight news, and drop your official prediction in the comments below. Who walks away with history, Canelo or Crawford? The debate starts now.